is
Yes.
Ashley Sears joining in from Boston. Let me make sure I hit, there we go. Just making sure I hit record. Boston.
Where are you in Boston, Ashley?
I live south of the city. It's funny. I don't know. Are you familiar with New Jersey? Like, are you from that area?
We just moved from New Jersey.
Okay. So it's funny, where I grew up in Atlantic Highlands is very similar to where I live now. So it's south of the city. We take a ferry to work. It's on the beach. It's very, very comparable. So
Yeah, my
I live in a
recent
town.
my daughters.
Oh, really? Where do they
Yeah.
live?
She's right out in Cambridge. She's in Cambridge.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cambridge is great. Boston's a great city for young people. I did my 20s in New York, which was awesome, but Boston's a little bit more accessible, a little bit less expensive. So yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited that we have this little community here because everybody's in a different city and I get to go visit everybody, right? None of us, we have two more, I think, but they're,
Yeah, where's Megster?
yeah, Meg will be in. So she's one city outside of, she's close to you, right, Maureen?
Meg? No, she's in Austin right now, but
Okay.
here she comes now. She's gonna be moving to New York,
That's
Ashley.
right, coming up by me.
Yeah, she's
See?
coming in July.
She'll be meeting with Colleen's girls. This is like full circle here. Our kids going into.
It's crazy. I love it.
Yeah.
I spend a ton of time in New York. Once all this is over, I spend almost half my time down there with work.
Right, well,
So
because I'll hook up with Deb when I'm going to meet her. I told her, get used to me being there all the time because it's going to happen.
The Casita will be built in about another month. It'll be finished.
hi, Miranda.
Oh, my
was-
God.
Mute yourself and show a video.
What?
Megan's on too.
Oh, hi, Meg.
Hi.
That was just a catastrophe of a changing session. Blowout all
What's
over
the
there.
Oh no.
And then I started to change her, and as soon as I got the new diaper on, she just started peeing straight up in the air. All over the changing pad.
Oh man.
All over the new onesie I just put on her, so I took it all back off.
Oh,
All right. Well, we have Meg joining us too. All right. Welcome, ladies. This is the end of all of March that we started before, all the skincare and the environment and our diet and everything that affects it, our stress, everything that's going along. It's, affecting our skin, but not just our faces. As women, we've gone through all of the essential oils and the different, skin carrier oils and all that. And then next, I guess it's almost 2 weeks from now, will be the spring detox. And that's going to be a whole detoxification, but not just of our, like Western, you hear of, okay, I'm going to do smoothies for 7 days and that's it. I'm not going to eat anything, drink anything. And Ayurveda, that's not what it is. So we do a preliminary detox of the skin prior to a detox, normally both in the spring and in the fall, because those are the two seasonal junctures that are super important in Ayurveda. And the spring, since this is the one that we're going to concentrate on now, you want to prep the skin prior to the detox, because if coming out of winter time, especially, we're wearing heavy coats, we're in heat, we're like everything's getting clogged, our digestion, our metabolism, everything kind of like slows down a little. We're just in a completely different mode than in the summertime, and then we'll do it again, in the fall. But we want to prep the skin to get ready to release those toxins. We want things to come out. And Ayurveda, they don't look at the seasonal detoxes as, I want to lose weight right now because bikinis are coming. Like, to them, it's a real scientific, it's a metabolism, it's, to detox your brain, get rid of brain fog, your circulatory system. If you look at the plant world, if you look at the animal kingdom, all of that slows down. Everything goes into that mode in the wintertime. We store up, our fats, our extra proteins, all of this that's coming into our body. And then again, as I said, we're cold. We're, putting layers of clothes on. Maybe we're not doing like really going to, unless we're really out of COVID, we get to go away in the summer and actually take that clothing off. I mean, go away to an island or something. So especially this winter, we've really been different. Everything has been different. Our brains, our bodies, our sensory systems, our nervous system, everything is in system overload right now. And as you know, the ladies that have gone through before, well, we are in that overload mode. That is a complete imbalance. Then it triggers our pitta, but it begins in that vata imbalance. So we have everything going in every direction. Vata is the movement. So it's everything is coming in. And if, especially now in COVID, everything is different. We're working at home. Maybe now we're starting to integrate a little bit more into going into the office or having more meetings and things. So the brain is taking in too much, the eyes are taking in too much, and the skin normally is one of the releases of that. We can sweat it out a little bit, we can detox our skin, but again, we're coming out of winter. All of these systems should have been slower, should have been, but we're in that overload vata because of the circumstances, because of all of these systems we're on. Like right now, I'm looking at 2 screens, and that's pretty normal for most people all day long. All of that's coming in, and the body needs to get rid of it somehow. And in nature, it's brilliant. The main release is through the skin. It's the largest organ of the body. So we sweat it out. Of course, we have urine and our feces and all of these other ways to get out. But we're going to concentrate on the skin right now, not only to make it beautiful, because yes, spring is going to lead into summer. We're going to have full body exposed, most of us more. And a few of you ladies that are going to be in the warm weather faster than us, we want to get you ready. We want to get going on this. So we're going to prep our skin, to start to get rid of this winter, all of this that has built up, but B, to prep the skin to be a release of toxins to add to the detox that we're going to start in 2 weeks. So again, the skin it is the largest organ of the body. Its health depends not only on how we take care of it, but on our diet, our stress load, the ability to take in some relaxation time, our rest time, super important. You wouldn't think that the skin would really be affected by rest, but it's just another organ of the body. It needs to rest. It needs to have that time, that quiet time, believe it or not, like at night, to set itself up. The skin, the whole body skin, the face, the legs, the arms, everything, every 7 days completely will, if you allow it to, and kind of do, whether it's your dry brushing or paying attention to even just, in the shower, taking a little bit of the skin off, not too abruptly, but it will release all of those dead cells to perform its, rejuvenation of new cells. And we, again, in Western culture, we're like all in or not at all. So we're either super, super harsh on our skin, and we're like scrubbing it or peeling it, chemical peels, or doing like all of the extreme, rather than a gentle, like an everyday something, or once a week, or sometime like somehow, this gentle process, more in a routine, more on a daily basis. But again, we're like, hit the spa, peel it all off, give it, and let's go. We want to be on to the next thing. We have a meeting in 20 minutes. So Ayurveda is going to teach us to slow these processes down, make them routine, so that every cell in the body has more of elongation. It has a lifetime. It rejuvenates the entire body. Every cell in the body, if we allow it to have these processes, it will break down. The body's brilliant. I mean, it basically kills off all the dead cells in every organ of the body, every tissue of the body, and gets rid of it through our detoxing of a daily routine. And through the winter time coming out of this, we want to help this. We want to get this going. We want stuff to be removed through the skin. So we're going to prep the skin. And again, it is, the skin regulates our body temperature. It prevents the loss of all our real body fluid. So a healthy skin is kind of permeable. You want it to be able to breathe. You want it to release, but you want it to take in moisture. You want it to help feed. And again, Western, especially our women cosmetics and things. We just lather things on all the time and we clog everything up. And then we use all these harsh soaps and things. In Ayurveda, basically you use oils and water even as your skin cleanser. So there's different oils and there's different, just like flowers and natural things that we use, things right out of your refrigerator. All these harsh chemicals, they strip the body too much. They take too much of our natural oils off. We're trying to, in our minds, all that crap we just put on our body, we want to get it off now. And in Ayurveda, you're putting beautiful organic oils and things on your skin, and you kind of want them to stay there. You want them to go into the skin. And because they're non-toxic, you want them to go into the skin and feed other tissues. So some have herbs in them, some we'll use carrier oils with essential oils. And then there's, we'll go into a few different recipes that are really pretty cool. So basically, we'll have a list. And if you keep most of this stuff on hand, you'll start to have fun making, like I think we went in a few classes where it's so simple now. This Instant Pot has become like the best thing. So you can make your ghee in 9 minutes. You can make yogurt, wonderful fresh yogurt, in just an overnight period. And it's the best you'll ever taste. And yogurt, especially in our products, I'm going to show you a few cleansers that have the yogurt in them. And when we ingest it, most of the, because of the way foods and the FDA have to approve certain things and then the way they're processed so that they have a shelf life, that processing of most of our yogurts really negates the properties in the yogurt being the live cultures and things. So it has to be heat processed. And anything heat processed, especially in live cultures, has now killed the cultures. You don't have them any longer. So you're getting the yogurt, but you're not getting the benefits of why you're taking the yogurt. So again, if you have an Instant Pot, start to play around with it, to have some of these recipes. It's the best thing. And you need just a blender. You don't even really need a juicer for the cleanse or on a daily thing. There's juice bars everywhere. And if you have an organic one near you that you really like and can kind of make you something, start experimenting once, twice, 3 times a week. Go get a juice. Go get a really good green juice, something that's going to feed the tissue of the body. So you don't even have to buy a juicer for, but if you have one, it's a plus. So the skin, we're going to go skin deep on this. So the detoxification system, the whole part of the body is really kind of, I don't want to say overwhelming, but it's harsh on the body in the way the Western medicine goes about it. And again, in Ayurveda, we're going to go about it gently. And again, diet, your lifestyle, your healthy eating, all of this is going to contribute to healthy skin. So against Western diet too, a lot of, take out dairy, take out wheat, take out all of these things that are not serving you. Most of the time, it's the products themselves that we're choosing, and we're choosing too much of them or a processed version of. In Ayurveda, like I had been I go in and out. I'm not vegan, but I like vegan foods. I love making vegan recipes, but I'll eat fish. Like I eat a huge array of things. I just don't like any meat. But certain diets, certain doshas really need certain things. Like a pitta can break down meats. And that type of a protein is very good. It feeds the blood. The blood circulates through the body. It's going to feed the skin. Someone, kapha, it's very, very slow digestion. They can eat a little bit of meat, but it takes way too long for them to process it. So you would want to really kind of minimize a meat and a lot of the proteins in a kapha. Vata is so alkaline that they can't break it down. So this would be the reason why Vata shouldn't have. And I guess my body told me back then in my 20s, after Maureen and I were living in college, I was like, I just don't like this stuff. I don't like chewing it. I just don't like it. I'm not eating it anymore. So I stopped eating it in college, but I guess my body knew I couldn't break it down. It was always bothering me. And I'm very Vata indigestion. So get to know your dosha, not only for your body, but also for your skincare, because the way that the body is going to break down the toxins in your system and release them is going to really, really determine, and you'll see that it's an extreme difference between all three doshas, and you'll know right away your digestion, which is going again to either be undigested, which is usually the hazard that we have, but the skin is not going to be able to detox. It's going to get clogged. You're going to have, in pitta, you'll have skin rashes, eczema, irritation, very redness, things of that nature. Kapha is going to have clogged pores, different things of that nature, where it's very, because of their water and their slow digestion, they would have a different acne or some kind of a skin irritation than a pitta and a vata. And vata skin is going to be very dry, really, really like dry and flaky and irritated in that manner. So kind of take a minute to think of, if you were to have some kind of a skin imbalance or some kind of a skin irritation, what would yours be? And then from there, you're going to start choosing different skin products or different skin routines and things that are going to help you be able to calm this or kind of balance out your skin. Say you have a condition at the time, or to keep it balanced so that nothing does occur, something doesn't happen. So getting to know your dosha is really, really important. This is like one of my main things. Once you really start to understand who you are, what you're made of, then you can start to get to the root of all things that are happening in and out of you or around you. And I was telling one of the girls a while ago, it is amazing. Once you really learn your dosha, and then you start to understand the doshas around you in your little living circle, and then within your work circle, and then around, you are able, it has actually saved marriages, saved family relationships, even just friends and work. I mean, Maureen has a perfect example of things. You start to understand the environments around you, they're either toxic and you don't have to deal with them or don't want to deal with them, or your dosha is, you start to understand someone else's. So instead of being reactive, you can actually kind of deal with it or be sympathetic or empathetic and deal with it on a different manner. And you can actually, seize something before it explodes, or you can deal with it and help this other person or support them. Or again, if it's a toxic environment, it's going to upset you more too than it is even the work environment or whatever your family environment. So sometimes it's time to get rid of, which we're going to do in a detox. Ayurveda is not only about juicing for 7 days and totally depriving yourself, because when you go into something and you're on this deprivation mode, all 100%, why would you do it? That's not fun. You're not going to be encouraged to do it. You're going to upset your digestion. And as we know, the digestion, the gut biome, everything, you've already you've upset that apple core. So Ayurveda is really much about, in a detox, in nourishing the body, but nourishing it in the right way. So the detox is really, really set up beautifully in Ayurveda through 5,000 years of observing human nature and observing the skin and the body and why it's imperative to detox in the spring and the fall. So the skin, we're going to get the skin ready to be able to handle. So we're in the detox, we're going to try to sweat. We're going to try to eliminate. We're going to more so in the two detoxes, both spring and fall, we're going to dry brush more. If you're a Vata dosha and Pitta, you don't want to dry brush that much. You can light dry brush in the morning or maybe a few times a week. If you're a Kapha, when you're doing your morning Abhyanga, you can dry brush every day. You want that you want your lymphatic system moving, you want everything, but it can irritate. But when we're going through a cleanse, we're going to do this daily. So we're going to try to, and again, if you're having a Pitta imbalance and your skin is very red or irritated or sensitive, don't do it harshly, just do it gently so you can actually see some of that flaky winter skin or something coming off of you. And if you're Vata, same thing, do it very, very delicately, but still do it. So we're going to do it all the way through the 21 days. So I would encourage you, if you have already, or if you have not gotten a dry brush, get one. They're very, very, Amazon probably has 1 million of them. I have a little handheld one. I tried using the other one that was like more had a handle, And to me, that was too hard to hold on to. Like that was not, so mine is just right on my hand and it has a little strap over it and you just, it's like a little, cup to your hand. So you are going to do your dry brushing each day and oil after. We're going to actually use a little bit more oil because we really want to get the skin supple and ready to go. From there, you'll go into your shower, take your nice shower, and if possible, eliminate the soap aside from like our private areas, our feet, like your feet are going to sweat out a lot, and hopefully your underarms and things are going to sweat. So you're going to want to wash them a little, but there is really, really gentle, beautiful soap that you can add a tiny bit of carrier oil to, and it's Castile soap. It's like baby soap and stuff, but it's like old timey Castile. You can get it in a little jar. I think it's the only thing I didn't bring down now because it's in my shower. So I take the pure unscented Castile because it comes in a whole bunch of scents. So I get the baby one and I add my own essential oils just for whatever I am thinking or wanting or the season or whatever. So I make little containers out of the big one and I change up the essential oils. And then that's what I use on my, my private parts, my underarms, my feet. I shave my legs with it. And I add carrier oil of either jojoba to mine. I don't usually put the sesame seed oil in it. That's kind of like warming, a little bit thicker. So I choose for that oil a little bit of, what did I just put in it last time? Oh, sunflower seed oil. That's a nice light one too. So any of the oils you have that are a little bit on the lighter side, add that to your Castile. Couple drops. Yes, ma'am.
Which one do you get?
The Castile or the sunflower?
Castile. I got the sunflower already. Which one do you get?
Castile is, it's like Dr. Somebody. It's an old brand.
Doctors?
Yes, I think so.
Okay.
And it comes, you can get like little jars or like big jars. I get one of the big ones. And then again, I make the littles in it. And I don't choose the essential oil ones. I mean, they do smell nice, but then you're stuck with a container of that and you can't change it up.
Yeah.
I always get
No,
the
they
pure,
have-
the plain, and then I add my own. So we're also not
Question
taught.
also, Deb, the dry brushing,
Mhm.
is there a certain way we should do that?
Yes, thank you. Great question. Yes. So say this is my dry brush. We're going to do it like we're doing Abhyanga.
Yeah.
So in the morning, especially, Ayurveda believes in movement. As we know, Vata is movement. The skin has different movements. You want to create movement. So say you were to do some kind of a massage at night, you would massage down your skin. You're going to push energy down into the ground, basically thinking of, you're grounding yourself. But always in the morning, you want to brush up. You want to really get that lymphatic system started. You want to kind of like get everything moving. That's why when we go through our Dinacharya, all of these routines that are done in the morning, it's because you're coming out of, sleep, out of that rest mode, and you're helping the body wake up. You want all of the systems in the body to start perking up. You're like, this is your body's cup of coffee, natural cup of coffee. So you definitely want the lymphatic system to be moving. You're actually taking the fascia, so underneath, and you're pulling the fascia as well, which is that layer that is now like one of the layers is now the eighth tissue of the body, but in Ayurveda, it's been there for 7,000 years. So you want to get all this starting to drain the lymphatic system, everything that was stagnant last night. Again, even there's these crazy massages you can do for your brain. So everybody thought the lymphatic system is up and drains and you come in. But if you were to actually feel all the different separations in your brain, the lymphatic system there's actually more in your skull than all of your lymphatic drainage in your body. And if you can get that really going in the shower and really like move your head around, have fun for like 2 minutes, the amount of detox so overnight, again, this beautiful big cycle of Ayurveda. So we've done our cleanse overnight, our fasting, so that all of the detox and the brain and everything can be assisted. So in the morning, after you do your dry brush, and sorry, Victoria, we got way off down the hill, but
No,
yes,
I was just, there's a certain way, but I get,
all up.
I'm
So you wanna
learning,
go
I'm learning.
Up the arms,
I didn't know that either. So,
up the legs.
and also,
Yep. From the feet up, from the arms up, And then even on the body, remember, I think I didn't, so say this is my brush again. You want to come up, you actually want to get to the hips and come up, like you really want to move everything. And then,
Wait, like towards your heart?
yep, all up towards your heart. So a main drainage is here in your heart, under here, in your groin. So you're dumping, you want the lymphatic system to come up to those lymphatic drainage points.
Yeah.
And you're encouraging the flow to go in there so that it can get into the detox. It can
And then-
move.
Deb, back to the all the lymph nodes in your head. How do you do that then?
So from there, so you would do your dry brush,
Yeah.
then you're going to do your oil. So you're going to do your oil lightly in the same strokes up, but round on all of the joints.
Yeah.
And take a couple extra minutes when we get into the real detox. Really, like your fingers, we're all on computers, we're all typing on phones, like move the finger joints, get them involved in, you can even dry brush your hand because your hands are exposed all the time. And we put cream and all that on, but dry brush, like brush everything, but get in between your fingers and your toes with the oil. The most beautiful thing you can do is get oil in your joints. We're the Tin Man. Every time I say this, Kevin says to me upstairs, like the Tin Man, you're like the squeaky Tin Man. I'm just going to oil you. It's true. We want that oil in our joints. It actually will go into the joints and it will lubricate. So your knees, your toes, your ankles, and circulate around. So all of the joints are circular motions, and all of the long bones, you're going to move up in the morning, always up, and then around your elbows. And then I get here too, because sometimes, as we get older, the joints get a little, crazy and crinky. So I actually rub back and forth on all two. So we want a lot of circulation going around the physical joints of the body, around the shoulders. And then the dry brush, you can come up here, and then you can actually go from the arm into here. So we're always taught to do like our breast exam. But in Ayurveda, when you're doing your oil in the morning and when you're doing your dry brush, come up and actually go over the breast tissue. It pulls that fascia and it pulls all the circulation, starts dumping everything. So the breast tissue itself does, like I had like biopsy and all the, you go for your mammogram and all that stuff and go back in because I have little breast tissue that was dense. And then just 3-4 years ago in school, they were saying, no, go around and don't just do your monthly thing. Move the tissue around in your abhyanga, in your morning, in those hard, like little pockets and things that are gone. Like they're not there anymore. And so you keep moving. It's the same thing on all our hard joints. You really want to get in them with the oil. So the oil goes in, the oil permeates the skin, and especially a good organic oil is going to feed the skin.
Deb, do you have a specific oil that, or is it determined on
By your dosha? Make
Yeah.
sure, well, for your dosha, so you would choose your oil
Yeah.
for your dosha. So
Okay.
say, like if you're very dry like me, so we can concentrate more with sesame seed oil. If you're very, very hot pitta, you want the cooling oils, sunflower seed oil, safflower, coconut oil. And again, we can put some of the, the coconut oils, the organic that you bake with, and you can put in all that. Get the defractionated oil for a skin care because that doesn't solidify.
Okay.
So you want to do that. And that's cooling. So if you have really, especially in the summer, even us Vatas can start using the coconut oils and the lighter because it's hot out. Pittas use that and Vatas can use it. Kaphas, believe it or not, Kaphas, even though they have that beautiful, like soft, they hold a lot of water. So they're going to use mustard seed oil or something that's really heating. Sesame seed oil is warming. Mustard seed oil is actually heating. So
Okay, let me ask you this then. I use sesame seed oil,
Me too.
but why is it I want to use the hotter one?
Well, a lot of times because Vatas are cold all the time.
Uh-huh.
So sometimes that heating oil, and in the winter, we're coming off of winter now. So when it's cold, like anything that heats the skin feels really nourishing and really, really good. That's why in Ayurveda, which my system has changed 100% in the last 5 years, more really concentrate on doing. I use more spices in my food and in my drinks
Yeah.
to heat myself internally.
Yeah.
So then I just use the warming oil.
Right. Right. I don't know why, but I feel like
It's soothing. It's comforting.
Yeah. The sesame seed oil is more comforting. Yeah, definitely. That's the right word. But I really want something spicier and hotter.
Try the mustard seed oil.
Yeah.
It stimulates too, and it will actually help move some of the toxins in the skin because it is heating. So once you start to heat something, that's the tejas, that's the pitta, that's the fire, that's metabolism. That will start to detox. So experiment with it, because again, you could say I'm pitta, I'm vata, I'm kapha. Every single body is a little more and different than the next vata or pitta, so you might have a little more of this and a little less of that. Or
I feel like every season I change.
We do, and that's exactly the reason why Ayurveda works and why there are the seasons. That's why you take that full rotation around the sun, as we call it. That's why this course is a year generally, because you want to take one full rotation around the sun. And this way you learn that's exactly it. We are absolutely different every single season. That's why this transition
that validation.
Yeah, exactly. So it's
topic. Am I muted?
Yeah.
Oh no. Okay, sorry. Yeah, so curious. So I like to work out in the morning. And so I'm curious around, it's funny, I'm trying to slow down in the morning and just like give myself more buffer time to kind of wake up before I just roll out of bed and 10 minutes rush into my workout and just slow down. So
oh, don't worry, we're going to totally change your morning.
I know,
right,
I know.
Oh yeah.
So I was thinking about so for this process, it's probably a silly question, but I'm going to be wanting to dry brush and oil. I typically don't shower before I work out, but can I do the dry brushing and the oil and all that before I work out and then jump into that after?
Nope. After you work out, then you're going to do your dry brushing and all that. So we'll give you a quick peek. So you're going to wake up in the morning. You're going to hydrate. So see these ladies? So everybody has one. Everybody carries one of these around now all day long. And this is filled with hot water. So you sip, especially for the detox. Now we're going to go into, so everybody please get one of these for detox, at least this size. Yep. And no ice. So this one is not even like some major brand. I can keep boiling water in here all day. Like I've burned my mouth at 3 PM and it's been an 8 o'clock in the morning hot water. Like I've forgotten and taken a sip. I don't know what it is. It's no $40. I'll find out.
Do you put lemon in it or anything like that? Do you infuse it?
Normally your hot water, especially now, that's not mine. The hot water removes toxins. That's why you drink hot water. That's why Ayurveda believes in hot water, warm water all day long, because it helps remove things from the system all day. So you're not going to slam that water. That's the water you sip every 20 minutes all through the day. That's why most people you see carrying this around all day and it's got the hot water in it, or warm to hot. So you just drink this all day.
But not necessarily infused.
No, but you can, and especially through the detox, we can put a few herbs in here, or you can have your CCFT. You can drink that a couple times during the day. You can sip that all day long if you want. The CCF will help with the digestion. So that's the cumin, the coriander, and the fennel.
Yep.
And that's going to help remove things all the way, all the way through the body, all the systems that helps in digestion. So drinking our hot water, especially in detox, you're going to drink these all day. And in the morning, I've gotten to so when you start changing your routines, you get into Ayurveda, you're going to wake up in the morning, and generally speaking, maybe a 10-ounce glass of water, you would wake up in the morning and you're going to flush out, Ashley. You're going to take one nice, before you have coffee, before you do anything, you're going to wake up, do you have a tongue scraper, Ashley? I'm going to go through a list, but if you
haven't used it, but I do have it from last time I was talking to you. I tried it once or twice and then I just didn't get in the habit, but I do have one. Yep.
All right, so that's a great,
Can I just intersect?
Yep.
I leave mine in the shower,
Mhm.
my tongue scraper in the shower, and it's like it makes it less gross. I don't know how else to put it. It's in there, I'm showering and I do it, and then it's done and I feel so much better, but it's less gross than standing over the sink.
All right, well, did I just, did I? I can hear you now. We went away for a minute.
We lost. She's frozen.
I think you're still frozen.
I'm frozen.
It's a nice face though. It could have been stuck on a funny face. So
Yeah, it's a very nice face. Got a beautiful smile.
yes.
Beautiful.
I'm frozen. 1 minute. She's so cute. I'll tell you what you're going to say, the tongue scraper. I'll tell Ashley. In the beginning, I'm like, oh my God.
I know, right?
It's like a regular routine in the morning. Yeah. And I was just thinking, kudos to you that you do it in the shower, but I've got to do it first because if I don't, I won't remember now. So it's become my habit because it's right there, like by the sink of what I'm doing. But yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like if I mean, I've been doing it for a long time now, but I feel like I'm not going to succeed in tongue scraping.
There we go.
If it's not in the shower. It's the weirdest thing.
No, I think that's so cute. But yeah, I know what you mean. I do find it like, oh, but
All right,
Yeah.
well, I heard
But
all
it's
that,
so exciting also at the same time.
but
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you why you might want to change that. So when you first wake up, this is like your diagnostic tool for first thing in the morning. So when you wake up, the first thing you want to do is, so I keep mine like downstairs in a different bathroom because I get up and I sneak downstairs and I do. You want to look at your tongue first thing in the morning because again, we've had our earlier lighter dinner and we've done our full night of letting the body detox. The brain is detoxing. So the tongue is going to show you first thing in the morning what's going on. That is like the map to your body. So if you drink your water and do everything, then you've kind of flushed away this, you don't want the toxins going back in your body because that coating is one of the layers of toxins that are coming out. So you want to see it, A, and B, you want to get it out. You don't want to you don't want to put it back into your system.
Right.
So that's why that's the first step is to tongue scrape always.
So in the morning then?
In the morning, before you do like all of the other stuff, the first thing is get up and look at your tongue. So you kind of want to see, is it coated? Because it should have a little coating. You do want some toxins coming out, but it should be generally more a little pinkish with a tiny, tiny white coating, like just a little bit of that toxin showing that AMA. And you want to pay attention to, is it, is there a yellow? Is there a green? Is there a brown? Is it super white? Like, do I have a kapha imbalance coming out all over? Like it's an allergy season. So you really want to pay attention to your tongue in the morning.
I have one other question.
Mm-hmm.
So with the tongue scraping, is it weird that it feels that good?
That it feels what?
That good.
No,
Like-
it's supposed to. It's actually It's actually a gentle massage for your
Okay.
nervous system.
Okay, because I was like, God, this feels that good.
It does. It actually starts a little bit of a gentle nervous system kind of a massage.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. Good. Good to know.
Yeah. And remember when you when we went in, so the tongue map and all that, we'll get into that like later on when we get into tongue scraping. We'll go through with the whole tongue chart and all that. But that's another way we're going to pay attention during our detox. This is really going to be fun because your tongue is, if you are detoxing and if you're really like pulling stuff out, your tongue is going to change dramatically, like every couple days. Like you're going to notice a whole bunch of stuff coming out on your tongue. So
And,
yeah, so pay attention. it's a real, it is the roadmap to that. That's what's going on.
And I kind of like it. That's why I asked the question.
Yeah. And then we'll look into it too on your detox. There's different spots on the tongue coordinate with different organs in the body. So as we're going through detox, and we're going to pick one day, we're also going to do the liver detox, the liver and the kidney detox. But at night, I'm not going to plan it on the weekend. So we're probably going to do it midweek. We're going to do like at least, it's almost a 24-hour silence. So it has to be a particular time at night, because the body, as it's taking things in and you're communicating back and forth and all of this, it impedes that real pureness of a detox when you get to the liver. When you really want to do the liver, you want to, if possible. So we could do it like on a Friday night, and then by the time you get to Saturday afternoon, it's been our 24 hours. And then, then you still haven't, but it's really, and when we get to that, I'll wait to
that says, I can't talk to anybody. Sorry.
Exactly. Yes, we get to wear a sign, just like if you're in the, in the ashram at a silent retreat, you're like, I can't talk. So it's really kind of neat. Well, maybe we'll do that like the Friday afternoon, like after work. And
if we could do like infuse some yoga into that would be like great.
Oh yeah, you'll do yoga. There's particular poses for the liver organs.
Oh, cool.
And then you just drink herbal teas on this day. And the exfoliants and stuff are really cool. Take a half of an orange with all this stuff, and you use the orange for the hydrochloric acid and stuff. It's really that's a really fun one. That's one of the really cool days in this detox.
Very cool.
I'm going to ask a dumb question only because.
You're dumb, remember?
No, this is true. Okay, so I just had my first vaccine shot on Monday, and I'm going to get another one on April 19th. So that's going to affect this a bit.
Well,
I was just thinking the same thing. Sorry, I just wanted to say that.
It might, it actually might help, because so you want the antibodies in there, but all those carriers and things, you probably want to get them out of your body faster than later.
Oh God, no kidding, because I didn't have a good reaction the first one.
Right. So
yeah, it was not fun.
I mean, you want that, you want the benefits of the vaccine, but then again, everything that goes along with it, this might help you get that out and keep the purity of it.
Perfect.
So, and all of this happening.
Less bad stuff, right? Like we don't have to focus on doing all the other things, like digesting hard things. Our body can just like be like, yay, virus, we're gonna take
right.
That's exactly what it is. We're gonna ease into it by slowly taking all this stuff out and paying attention to that oil, getting that oil in our body, paying attention. So from
and
that
dry brushing, like you were talking about.
Yep, we're gonna do the dry brushing, and then start getting used to like a few now, like what scents you like what scents in the morning, the essential oils and things are gonna like really be motivating to you. And then find the few in the evening that are really gonna calm you down, that are really going to get you in that serene mode at night and get you to that point where you're ready to really rest and let this detox pull stuff out. Stuff is going to start.
Oh yeah, Miranda, I need peace and calm. That was the one.
It's going to get real. It's going to get
You need
real.
which one?
So we're going to go through this, and that's why we're going to do the skin prep first. We want to get rid of that dead skin. We want to nourish it as much as possible. So if you can play around with a couple smoothies, and again, we're doing an Ayurvedic cleanse, so nothing cold. No cold if you can try. So we're going to, of course, you can slow yourself into this. It's taken me years, but I can't even tell you the last time I had anything cold.
What about
think of anything.
Are okay? Like room temperature?
Room temperature, yep. Especially for you Southern girls right now, room temperature and warmer. Just nothing cold, because detox is processing everything out of the body and 360 through the day, like all the year as well. So the warmer it is, the less the body has to work to digest it, process it, eliminate it.
Because that's body temperature time.
So weird. People think I'm strange because I like warm water. Like I never drink cold. The only thing I'd like is like a cold cocktail, but other than that, that's it. You know,
iced
like
coffee, cold brew coffee is
like
the
iced
only
coffee.
thing, but I
It's so
only
weird.
drink room temperature water. I hate cold water.
Yeah.
Same here. That's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
I
Like tells
same
you.
here.
Like
No,
the
I
meat.
Water
thank
is
you.
really disturbing to the body. Like, back,
Right.
and we would, after a sports activity or something, be like, oh my God. But you didn't realize that it will completely stop digestion up to 30 minutes.
Oh my
So
God.
especially if you're doing it with a big meal or something, and you're not a pitta who's just going to burn the crap out of everything.
Yeah.
You just ruined a whole bunch of good progress that was going.
Well, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So we're going to nourish our skin with food. So we're going to go juice if you can, do some smoothies, play around if you want to, come up with a couple things you like. The more nutrition that you can pack into it in that warmer environment, the more nutrient density you're going to get per, serving of food that you're going to eat. So, and then I'll show you how to do the kitchery, which is really great for every part of the body. It is such a go-to for me now. Like, I'll make Kevin's whole big meal and I'll make my breakfast and doing things. And if I just can't think, I just grab my Instapot and I make a kitchery and I have it for like for lunch, and either lunch the next day or something. And it's easy and it's done.
Deb, did I miss the kitchery somewhere?
Probably with the plant-based, maybe. Were you there on the plant-based?
I don't know.
One of
That's
them.
what I'm asking, because
I have a
wanna
million
know
recipes for it. So that's going to all come in the packet for the cleanse.
that.
Mhm.
Okay.
Your basic kitchery, and then I'll show you different kind of ones that I've made up along the way.
Yeah, I want to know that.
It's the best. It's the easiest, and it's the most. It is the complete protein because of the rice and the mung beans, and then you add the vegetables, and then after you cook it up that way, and the spices, of course, do all their magic in the body, and then you
Okay.
add your greens at the end, and
Yeah.
then you've got everything you need, and it was so simple, and it's the most easy to digest in the body.
I'm on board.
Yep. So the body's not going to have to try hard to digest. It's going to try hard to detox us.
And that's part of the detox program.
Yes. And we're going to prep the skin. Again, we're going to go through the food. We're going to do our dry brush. We're going to do our oils, essential oils, again, to get the skin motivated, get the body going in the morning, maybe put a little bit on at night, rub the lavender oil on your toes, put it up here on your chest so you can breathe it. We really want to get in that calm environment at night to have a good rest. And then we want to start the system in the morning. We're going to get it like going. It's going to move everything out. We're going to flush it out with the water. We're going to drink herbal teas, easy digestible foods. But I'm going to put these in, I'm going to send these tomorrow in an email. I'll give you all, I have a whole bunch of recipes, but there's a few you can take down right now that might be like easy to write down.
Okay.
Okay, I'm good. Let's go.
All right, there's a fun one. Let me pull up let me just go to another one. I put them all together. All right, there's a super, super easy one.
You're talking. I'm just like cart.
Get Amazon going right now.
Same thing, Ashley. So I'm sorry, just letting you know. I'm like, got that, check that.
This first one you probably can do right out of your refrigerator right now. So even tonight. So we're also not taught all those chemicals, all those products that we put on our face basically are water and chemicals and all this. An Ayurveda product is based with oil. And then they put in those fake oils and all those other things with them. And then we take soap that strips all of our oils out of our skin. But they don't tell us the way to break down an oil to cleanse it off your skin. Really, you need an oil. The only way to break down an oil and get it off your skin is with an oil.
Yeah.
So a natural oil you can use in your plain yogurts that has a natural oil consistency in it. Oatmeal.
Wait, yogurts?
Mm-hmm. That has natural fat, which breaks down the oil in your makeups, or like say you had to go to work and you actually, we put makeup on our face or whatever. The harshness of a soap strips everything. But if you use an oil breaks down an oil. So I take the Castile oil and I put my essential, whatever, frankincense or Naoli or something that I want to like rejuvenate my skin, my facial skin especially. And then I take a dot of jojoba oil, or even sometimes I want to really feed my skin, I'll use a neem or a hemp seed oil. And I put that in, so the oil is going to break down, like say I had to put foundation on or something.
Yeah.
It's the only thing that breaks through, but then it leaves some natural oil on your skin. We're not using those strippers and all of those, those harsh chemicals on our face to take off the makeup. We're using
So
an oil to break it down. Yep,
Jojoba.
jojoba. Neem oil, super nutritious for the skin. Hemp seed oil, very nutritious. You can even if you're in a pinch and you just want to get a natural oil with your Castile, then just take your sesame seed oil. Just take whatever you've used and put a dot or two in it, so you can actually feel the oil in the soap. Once the Castile will bubble up,
Yeah.
and then wash that off. That's like on a normal, but there's a gentle oatmeal facial cleanser, which is super, super easy. So everybody has oatmeal. Most people have yogurt in their refrigerator. Don't use the fruit kind. It's like a Greek, like the Greek has more of the protein in it. You can take oatmeal, put it, even if you don't have a grinder, like a nut grinder or something, put it right in your coffee grinder. Clean out your coffee grinder first. Make it into a flour. Super, super simple. Take some of your oatmeal, put it in, make the flour, put it in a little container. Then you're going to take some some yogurt into your oatmeal. Squeeze a little bit of lemon. If you have honey in the house, that's even better to add a little bit of honey, because that's a humectant. That's going to add more moisture to your skin. I happen to have lots of honey.
Ew, I love honey.
I used your honey in my tea tonight.
Oh, nice.
I don't know if you realized you left all of your honey here when you left.
I left it for you. I'm the mom, had to leave
you.
it for the family.
I want
the
some of
best.
that honey.
Oh,
It's so good.
I'll mail you a honey.
Oh.
Right. So you're going to take that and you just mix it. You can even, so you've got the oil, you've got oatmeal, the yogurt, a little bit of lemon juice, and a little bit of honey. You're going to mix that around your face. And this one too, this is good for leave it on to say you feel dry, whatever. But if you have like a lot of makeup on your face and you just want to get it off, you can leave it on for 5 minutes, walk around your bathroom, brush your teeth, do whatever. Let it, it'll start to harden a little bit because the oatmeal and the honey and everything. I mean, it's a pretty funny, pretty sight, but it's amazing. When you take it off, you're like, oh my goodness. And again, it probably costs 30 cents. And it's the best thing you could put on your skin. There's not another product on the market, $1,000, 1 ounce little things aren't going to replenish the skin and take all the, the skin facials and things that we put on the makeups. So again, super, super easy. Just make it into a paste, put it on your skin.
So that's what I say. So make it like a paste.
Yeah, it's going to be real sticky paste, and it'll actually stick like all over your face. And if you can, leave it on for a few minutes and then wash it off. Don't wash it off with cold water. You want to wash it off with warm water. And then another misnomer, back to the whole body, including the face. You know how we take our towel and we rub all the, the water off of us and we scratch our back with it that's a big no-no in Ayurveda too. So we've dry brushed, so we've gotten all of the flaky skin off. Then we've taken the oil, we've massaged our skin, we're getting all that oil in our body. And then we've taken a light shower. We haven't washed it off with soap. We've just done our private parts and things. We're letting that oil get into our tissue. The last thing you want to do is get out of the shower and take your towel and wipe it all off and disturb the skin that you just really massaged. You've gotten all the dead skin off already. So you just want to take your towel and pat it dry. And it doesn't even have to be perfectly dry. Let the moisture, the water moisture that has just opened your pores, let it pull the oil in. Let the rest of that oil go into your skin. So just gently pat it off. So it's the same thing on your face. After you've done the wash and you've let the oatmeal and everything stay on your face, then warm water and just pat it dry. Let it pat. It doesn't even have to be perfectly dry. Then we're going to go to that toner of the rose water, orange blossom, and the vegetable glycerin. You can put a little bit of that on, or if you just have at night, you just want to use the rose water, just take the rose water, because that's even just more like a pure, super, super light. So that's what I do. I use the toner that I made in the morning, or during the day. If I'm hot and I'm outside, I'll spritz it on my face. But I just take a little bit of the rose water and put that on my face at night, because it's real, real light. And then you would put one of your night oils on. I love that one at night. Okay, so then you're going to go to, some people like to put moisturizer on their face. Some people, if you're a pitta and you feel like your skin is too oily, you do not have to put oil on your face or your body at nighttime. If you're vata and you're feeling that you're really still so dry, like at night, I want to put some oil on my face, I'll put a very light oil. And I just found, so for about 2 or 3 years, I've been using this brand, Ayura, I think it is Ayura. It's an Ayurvedic product that they make. So they infuse oils. And first time I bought it was because the label was so pretty. So I was like, oh my gosh. So my teacher had.
I'm good with that.
Isn't that beautiful? So here's one and here's the other. Doesn't get any prettier, right? So this is a brand new one. This
Ayura.
Note to self.
Note to self. So this one is for aging skin, but it's not aging skin like we don't have to be. It's called Youth Spring. And so they take the oils and they infuse all the herbs in them in small batches. So when you get yours and you've done it, they're all lotted and they have the small batch on them. And they don't smell like these gorgeous essential oils. You can smell the herbs in them. And they're really, really light, but they're amazing. They're not cheap. This one they're not expensive either compared to what, women pay for products. This one was probably $36, $38. They're always running sales. But this is a great facial one. And then this is the body one, which rejuvenate, again, all different herbs in both ones. And they're pretty cool just for a fun test if you want to try them after. But I usually just take a little bit of jojoba oil and put it on my skin at night, or rose hip oil. If I use the rose water, then I take a little bit of rose hip oil. Super rejuvenative for nighttime, and it's got that nice lightness for nighttime for bed. So we really
is it Ayura?
Yeah, I'm looking.
I just want to make sure I'm looking at the right one. Ayura.
Yep, that's it. Ayurvedic Experience. That's the website.
That's the right one. Okay, great.
They have great things. I tried for probably the last 3 years or so. That you can't even see the label on my one. I've used it so much. They have a night and a day. You'll see that as a package together. Those are really great too. I'll use those for a little bit on and off, and then I'll switch to my others. You'll start to understand the week, the season, the wind, the water, like whatever's going on your skin, you'll start to prefer to use. Maybe you need a heavier one day. Maybe you need a lighter one because it's summertime and you're going to be outside sweating. Like you'll start to take your specific ones and you'll use them for different days, different seasons. So, but these are
decorative. You can just leave them on the dresser. They're gorgeous.
Aren't they beautiful? So I have quite a few of those. I have the old two, the night and the day. And then I just got in the mail yesterday. I only tried it for a second. There's one now for your joints and your ligaments. And it has a whole bunch of herbs in it, like dashmula and ashwagandha and shatavari and all these great herbs infused in them. So they're really fun and they're pretty. Very pretty. Sugar scrubs, super, super simple to make. Definitely keep these like for your hands. Our hands they get, just with use, we're going to start to like work in our gardens and things. Super sugar scrubs. Every time this jar is empty, I just make another one. This one is brown sugar and coconut oil. And I think I infused it it's got some lavender and lemon in it. So it's great for the hands. Every time you go into, your bathroom midday or something and your hands are just feeling like, I cook so much, I actually feel like I have calluses in the wintertime, like on my hands from the chopping edge. I just go in, take my sugar scrub. You want to help your skin on your hands and your feet stay nice and soft too, because as we get older, or if we're outside in the gardens again, or if we're wearing flip-flops all summer long and our feet just get kind of like old and You want every body part, all the skin joints, everything you want, oiled, lubricated, and it's just going to last longer, look prettier longer.
Is there a mixture how much we should do of the brown sugar, the coconut oil?
I believe you'll start to see the coconut oil solidifies. So that's the great part of it. And then as you rub it in, it gets nice and oily. But I think it's almost 50-50. I think it's almost 50-50. You'll start to see when it starts to mix together and it still has that nice little brown sugar look to it. It's still enough. If you've got too much oil in it, when you're mixing it, the oil will start to, liquefy a little bit. You've already put too much oil and add a little bit more sugar. And then just put whatever essential oils, lavender is so good for the skin. And lemon is really good for the skin as well. And it helps tighten. So it closes the pores.
All about that. Let's go. Mm-hmm.
So we're just going to help.
Grass, good for. I'm like obsessed. Oh, sorry. I'm like obsessed with lemongrass. I got this scrub from like this farmer's market. It has lemongrass in it and I use it in the morning. And now I like can't live without it. I don't know what the scent is just like addictive to me. I don't know why.
It is so addictive. I use that. Remember, Miranda, my stuff I had all last year at your house. I had a big bottle of it. I originally bought it for my bees. And when I opened it, because it'll track when you have a bee swarm, they'll swarm on you. Something in that scent is the same as like the queen, and the pheromones, it attracts them. They think there's pheromones, so they'll come back to the hive. So I had it and I took it out. I'm like
around all the time.
I'm like, wow, I really like this. So I started like putting it into like scent my sesame seed oil and stuff in the morning.
Lemongrass and rosemary in the morning is the best blend ever, especially if you need to really wake up and really get your brain and body going. It smells amazing, but it's like an electroshock to your system.
Yeah, it really stimulates.
I love rosemary.
And lemongrass, if you cook with it a little bit, is so delicious in a light stir fry. It's the root, it almost looks like a baby leek. And when you chop that up and you like add that into a stir fry, it is so light and refreshing. It's really delicious. You should try that. And I believe it is kind of stimulating to the body. Yeah, it's so good.
That's what I did, Ashley, in the beginning.
A lot of Amazon, right? Like
everybody's Amazon card. Ding, ding, ding. All right, so get your dry brush. You want to get the skin going. You want to put all your good food in, especially like these next 2 weeks for your skin. So eat, yogurt. And don't remember from before too, don't mix your fruit with your yogurt.
Right.
Because the yogurt takes too long to break down. The fruit breaks down in seconds and wants to go out, and it actually will ferment that fruit and give you that sour stomach. So you can eat it with a little bit of your granola if you want, or something like that. But once you have the really good yogurt, or if you make your own yogurt, you don't even need anything but a drizzle of honey on top. It's so delicious. You just want to kind of leave it. And now, has anyone have experimented with golden milk at night? Anybody try golden milk? So almond milk, cow's milk too. If you drink cow's milk, like a real organic, like grass fed is best, cow's milk that you can. Oat milk, almond milk, any of the dairy milks. So you want to warm that milk up on the stove at night. This is really rejuvenating and it's very calming to the nervous system. And you're going to add, for the cleanse, because it's a nice powerful herb, if you can get ashwagandha. Everybody's heard of ashwagandha now as the adaptogen and all that. Well, it's really fun if by next month when we start planting our garden, if you can get onto the Growers Exchange right now. This is a website. They're one of the only places I've found that sells the ashwagandha plant. It's this most simple thing to grow. And then in the fall, we'll harvest the root, you dry it out, and then you have ashwagandha for the whole year. It's the easiest, it's just fun. And it's really that too. But for now, get the powder or get the tablets from like Banyan Botanicals and just crush them with a mortar and pestle. If you can only get the tablets, get the tablets. But the powder is better. This really, really strengthens the body. This and like this Shatavari for women. It calms the nervous system down. especially us women right now that are trying to do like a million things at once, ashwagandha is it's a nervine tonic. It's a really great adaptogen for it. It adapts to that like pitta overload or that vata overload, and it calms the nervous system down. But at the same time, it's strengthening the nervous system to be able to handle it going forward. So it's not going to be a sedative where it like calms you down and you're not handling. It's it's called like a power of 1,000 horse or something like that, like the meaning in Ayurveda. So it gives you that control over your nervous system to be able to handle the stress that's coming your way. So it calms the nervous system down at night. So if your golden milk is generally your turmeric milk. So that's what golden milk is. It's turmeric, black pepper. You can add cloves, cinnamon, ginger, like anything that you want to it. Cardamom makes it kind of a sweet. And you can put maple syrup in it, Maureen. You can put a little bit of real pure organic maple syrup. So you're going to make this at night, but you don't want to ever boil the water, the milk. You just want to heat it. So you're going to heat it to almost a boil. Put your herbs in, spin them, get them around, and you're going to add the ashwagandha. And you're going to add this all through the cleanse. You're going to take it at night if you want. You don't have to, but so it's that nervine tonic. It's that adaptogen that's going to give you the ability, because right now this whole group right here handles a whole bunch, everything's going on, your brain is fired, your muscle, everything is going. So this is going to give you that calm nervous system to take on what has given you. It's not going to give you like that kava sedative where you want to lay on the couch and do nothing. This is going to give you the ability to be even keel to handle these loads that we're under. So you're going to add your ashwagandha.
So Jane, because I have this ashwagandha I got a while ago, and I put it in my coffee in the morning.
Yep.
And so I just got in the habit from, one of the bloggers I follow, you just pick up something, and I've been taking it for a while, and I stopped taking it when I was in fertility treatment, just because my doctor was like, it's not FDA proven, it's out, and I didn't agree. And next time around, like I felt different not taking it. Like I missed it in my routine. And so, but I was always a little wary about dosage just because it was a powder and I wasn't sure. So if you could help maybe how much we should take.
Is it just ashwagandha? There's nothing else in it?
Yep, it's just ashwagandha.
Okay, so just the powder, there's nothing added.
There may be more.
Serving size is 1.25 grams, but like I didn't exactly know what that meant. You know what I mean? So
Wow.
My dog just broke out.
Generally, you want to start with only like a half a teaspoon of the ashwagandha. A quarter of a teaspoon to a half a teaspoon is kind of normal. I use about a half a teaspoon in mine, but again, mine is very potent. So I usually do the quarter to a half because mine came right from the backyard in the root. So like mine still has like little fibers and things in it. So that is, I don't want to overload my system. So I make sure that I take mine almost on a lesser amount. But if you have the tablets from Banyan or something, or the one like you have, Ashley, just start with a quarter and then work your way up to a teaspoon, but half a teaspoon. That and the Shatavari are, Shatavari is women with 1,000 husbands or something like that. So that's like, that feeds every tissue in the woman's body. So Shatavari, especially for us women getting older, Miranda's age going through childbirth, like all of that stuff, Shatavari is like an amazing women tonic. And again, it's a root. It's this beautiful herb that's available, to us to enhance. All right, so you've got a cleanser, you've got the toner, everything like right in your refrigerator. I'm going to send, there's many, many more. The Greek yogurt facial cleanser that I make sometimes. Oh, and you can add, I use jojoba oil on this one, but if you have any kind of like scarring or something on your face or something, put like a drop or two of vitamin E oil. It's really, really good for. Yes, Mo?
I'm so glad you said that. So when we do like, we're creating like the face lotion and stuff. So should we drop a little vitamin E there for it to not, for preservative, kind of like the natural preservative?
Well, the beauty in these recipes is that you're going to make like only a 2-day supply.
Okay.
So I make it in like a tiny little ramekin, and I
Yeah.
put it in the refrigerator. Remember the story? Kevin actually ate it on his crab cakes one time.
Yeah.
Thought it was great, you know.
Oh
He
my
was like,
God.
Yeah, he was like, "This is great. I had it on my crab cakes." I went, "Great. Now I can't use it on my face." And he's like, "What?" I go, "Yeah, you just ate."
I love him so much right now.
That's
So I just make like a 2-day supply,
okay.
and then I use it, and then I make it again. So the vitamin E oil is like, say I have a little bit of, sunburn or something, or I had a little bit of a like, I'm great at like going this and scratching my face or something, and actually make like, I'll put it on something like that, like if I have some kind of a little scar or something. But it's just beautiful for the skin, you know.
Okay.
So yes, I did put it in a lot of my other ones. I'm just reading my actual one here. And I'm going to send this because this gives you, as you can see, this gives you all of the products, the why you use them in the facials and what benefits they have on them for them.
Perfect.
So I'll send all these. So we're going to dry brush. You're going to do oil. You're going to try to get like into this, routine.
Herbal teas we're going to get, drink warm water.
Herbal teas, any herbal tea that you kind of like right now, kind of start getting the habit of drinking that instead of other things during the day if you want. Tulsi is the best. Another one, so if you plant one holy basil plant in your garden, there are billions of seeds. The next year that you'll just have holy basil plants like all over it, and you just keep taking little babies, giving them to friends or whatever. And the leaves on the holy basil, which is your Tulsi, you dry those and have them all winter long, but you eat them all, like maybe 6 of them a day. It is the most amazing tonic for like any vata imbalance in the body. So all these fun things that we'll get into like next month when we're doing our garden prep and do a little bit of an Ayurvedic section or something. All of this stuff you're going to then dry at the end of the season. So you have your teas for the winter when you don't have the fresh.
Okay.
So herbal teas during the cleanse, even for your skin, like just have some Tulsis if you can, things like that. Drink your hot water, any fruits and vegetables. The more fruits and vegetables too right now that you can have other than raw, you can like cook some of your like what would you have raw right now? If you're super pitta, like your apples and things like that, but even try to cook or juice or smoothie, like break down the vegetable and the fruit a little bit more than eating it raw right off the, like just right off of its, state. And what else could you have kind of, it's really just better getting in the cleanse. The less your body has to do to process it, the more it has to work, you're kind of taking away from what it could be doing in a detox. So we're going to feed the skin for the next 2 weeks. We're going to have some yogurt. We're going to have some dairy.
But is that like the, I don't know. I don't know what the right terminology is. It's
for the what?
I don't know, like the lentil thing or.
Oh, for Lent?
Yeah, I don't know. But I just feel like I'm missing something.
I don't think so.
No,
I think you have and then the packet too, for the cleanse, the whole packet is going to come too. And that's going to give us, so this part, we're just going to concentrating on getting the skin ready, because when we go through the detox, you might have a rash one day. And instead of getting like all upset or something, that rash is your body either releasing the heat of something or something, going on that is internal that has to come out.
Okay.
That's
so
cool.
I feel like I did miss something. I'm sorry about that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. You're going to use those for the kitchery, the mung dal. So you can use lentils, or that's the kitchery. So
I think that's going to be. That's what it is. Yeah.
Yep, that's what it was.
Yeah.
And I'm going to send you that whole recipe, and that's in the packet as well.
Okay.
And it's going to have all the list of the things you should get. Just, there's a whole bunch of stuff, but we're going to go into, and it's just we don't just jump right into the food. We're going to like detox the mind. We're going to like get our surroundings set up. You might want to clean a closet out one day. things are going to come out and be like, you're going to want to start getting rid of stuff, your time, like
Excuse
we're going to go
me?
through all of this. Yes.
Is seriously getting rid of
Everything,
stuff?
like
Yeah,
you-
no, I get that.
we're going to like all of your space and everything is going to get, it's going to go through this whole process with you. So when you come out on the other side, you've already created this whole new pathway for yourself. So it's pretty cool. It's really neat. It's not drink smoothies for 7 days and do nothing. And, you know, it's a whole beautiful process.
Thank
So
you.
that, but the skin,
Okay.
again, we're going to prep the skin so that it can also be in its perfect, you know, the best it can be to help detox. We're going to try to sweat. If you have a sauna, if you have a hot tub, if it's nice and hot, like you ladies can actually go outside and get hot, like sweat things out. We
Yeah.
can't yet, but we can try. So anything like that, that's going to help the body. So you want to prep the skin by feeding it really good food to make it more supple and nourished and soft so that it can release the toxins, rather than like dry and brittle, which it'll hold too much of that toxin in. So we're going to beautify ourselves at the same time we're prepping for our detox. So I have lots of remedies and things that I'm going to send you. Oat milk. So when you make your oat milks, your almond milk, just like you ladies are all making your almond milk and your oat milk and all that stuff, like we do in the mornings. You have all that pulp extra. You're going to use that in the shower with a few other different things to get your body like scrub. Don't throw all that stuff away. You can keep some of it and actually exfoliate the skin with it. So I'll send you those too.
Peace.
So any questions, anything on the skin going forward into the cleanse? The cleanse, you're going to get a whole packet on that with everything that we need, list of ideas and things. The same thing with the ashwagandha, the triphala. There's a really, really good body kind of a rub too. If anybody happens to be taking triphala in the powder form, triphala is
That's
amazing.
golden milk.
Golden milk is turmeric.
Oh, okay.
And
What do you take the ashwagandha with? You can take that with anything?
that goes with your golden milk. You're going to put a little bit of ashwagandha into your golden milk.
And I can put a little bit of maple syrup in there if it's
And
organic.
yes, I do too. At night, like especially in the winter time when I want a little bit, it's like so just cozy,
Yeah.
warm. Take a little bit of maple syrup. It's amazing.
Okay.
But the triphala is 3 fruits, and that's why it's tridoshic, and it all has to do with the 3 doshas and all. Triphala, Triphala. It actually it helps the whole like digestive system. It's like a tonic for the intestines. So it helps to eliminate, but at the same time, it kind of like helps cleanse them out and get them. Sometimes if you're having a real vata imbalance, it can be drying. So that's why you would do it like with ghee or something like that, ghee and honey.
Okay.
But we'll get into that because we're going to, and ghee, if you can make your ghee is just, there's so many amazing properties. I mean, the list of it's like this long, so we'll get into that as well. But ghee is going to be one of your best friends too. Homemade ghee.
Like recipes for us newbies. Like I don't know how to make ghee or yogurt or almond milk. Can you share some of the basics as well?
Absolutely.
That'd be great.
Almond milk.
Awesome.
Do you have almond? So I always buy like a big bag of almonds, and if you have like Vitamix, Ninja, any of those blenders, most of the time I soak mine. Being a vata, the skins for me are hard to break down, but when you make almond milk, the brilliance of it is you don't have to really skin. So you can soak them overnight. So you would take 1 cup. It's the most easy thing. And again, I make my almond milk and I have like a fake coffee on the weekends, my grain coffee. It just, after I make it, it almost feels like I'm already having it. And it's like that comfort to me. So almond milk has this beautiful smell when you make it. And it's the most simple thing to do. Take a cup of almonds at night, put them in one of your cereal bowls with water and soak it overnight. Take out your blender in the morning, dump them, rinse them out a little bit because the shells will start to break down overnight and you want to not have that in your milk. Take them, dump them in the 1 cup into your Vitamix or your blender. Then take 1 cup of water, pour that in there and put it on, like start your blender going up in speed and then get it to where it's like a real thick, it almost starts to look pasty. Then add your other, so it's 1 cup of almonds to 4 cups of water. I use a little less because I like mine a little thicker. So I would use like 3 3/4 of a cup of water. That's just my preference. If you're new at drinking it, I drink it plain. If I make it for Kevin, I put a tiny bit of vanilla extract and a tiny bit of maple syrup.
I do vanilla.
So that's the beginner stage, because you will absolutely love it that way. Fill the blender, up to your 4 cups of water now, and your almonds are in there. Blend it to where you get up to high speed, like mine goes to 10, and leave that on for about a minute or 2, like whatever your blender says is your, the end of your, so you don't blow out your motor. And then bring it back down again. Take a cheesecloth, or I actually have the nut bags, Amazon, super cheap. Get them in a second. Hit that button, Prime, nut bags. You get your nut bags. And then you just take the liquid from your blender, pour it into your nut bag. And I have like one of those quart Pyrexes. So you're going to pour it into a glass container to strain it. So you want to go slowly because you don't want it to like dump all over. And then you just keep squeezing the nut bag or the cheesecloth. I would use a double cheesecloth because you don't want it to break the cheesecloth. And then you just keep squeezing it into there. And then the pulp that's left over the pulverized almond, you can discard it, or you can use it as your exfoliant. Of course. Or you can dry it in a baking sheet, put it in your oven for a little bit on like 200 or 170 or something, and really dry it out. And you could add it into your energy balls and your baking cookies, and you can use it in a million different ways. But the almond milk is amazing. It's like, if I'm out and I wake up in the morning, because I put it in my oatmeal or whatever, I'm like, oh, I have no almond milk. What am I going to do? But it is and you can do it with cashews. You can do it with, I did it last week or so with hemp seeds. That's an acquired taste, because if you've ever smelled hemp seed oil or you have the hemp seeds, it's definitely stronger. But cashews, oatmeal, rice is hard. Rice gets very sticky on the bottom. That's a different process. Almonds are the easiest and the most satisfying, in my opinion.
Okay.
So simple. So that's how I make my golden milk. So I take that, and you don't want to boil almond. It changes the chemical makeup in it, and it actually doesn't taste good if you boil almond milk. In my opinion, it almost gets not rancid smelling, but it doesn't smell as beautiful. So I always just burnt. Yeah, it breaks it down too much or something. So I just take it and I just get it to like a warm, like an over warm, and then the turmeric is in there and your other spices. But Google now has a million golden milk recipes. So just choose one that, looks good to you, and add your ashwagandha. Drink it at night through the cleanse. And if you add ghee to anything, ghee grabs all of those herbs, spices, nutrients, whatever, and brings it deeper into your tissue.
Ghee is amazing.
Ghee is amazing, isn't it? Ghee is wonderful.
Yeah.
As I'm cooking and I get it on my spoon or whatever, then I rub it on my hands.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
Ghee is wonderful. So I will, ghee is super, super simple in the Instant Pot. So is the yogurt and your milk. So all simple things that now you don't have to run to Whole Foods if you don't want to. Right in your kitchen. That's why Saturday morning or Sunday morning, you can prep a few of these things, and it only takes a tiny bit of time. During the week, sometimes it's harder for us ladies that are all over the place.
True that.
Unless you get up at 4:30. It's become my new morning.
And Deb,
What, Ash? I missed that.
this has been awesome.
Yes, we're like way over. Remember, this was going to be like a short one. I wasn't. All right, so we have our information. I'm going to send the recipes to you.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of the cleanse things are going to come in a packet. That'll be a PDF as well. You can download it. I suggest printing it off because it's going to be actually a packet of like 2 different ones, and it's got recipes and it's got a whole bunch of all the things you need and kind of the daily and all that stuff. So I would probably print it off and put it in a binder so that you have it.
Thank you. So
All right, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was amazing.
peace to you.
Thank
you.
Everyone,
Bye,
have a
guys.
wonderful night.
Bye. We all said.
Bye.
Bye.
We'll do a follow-up next week. I'll see how everyone's doing. We'll do a check-in.
Okay, cool.
All right. Have a great night, everyone.
Love
You
you.
too.
Love you, everyone. Good night.
Love
Let me
you.
see my little girl.
Oh, my
Oh, don't wake her up though.
It's okay. I have to wake her up to change her in a minute anyway.
Oh, she's a beautiful girl.
Oh,
Hi, Dee Dee.
oh, she's like, don't wake me up.
You gotta wake up because I gotta eat. Oh,
Oh,
big
look how
darling.
filled out her cheeks and everything you're getting.